Hi everyone, this is Phi. I am one of two people working on Clarent. This is alpha build 3.80. This is an early alpha. We have a long ways to go, but we're happy to be able to share the demo with you. You can actually play this. We're going to stick a download link in the description. But this video is a quick tutorial just to go over the basic mechanics. We don't have a tutorial in-game right now because it is early alpha and we have a lot of things that are rapidly changing, so it's not worth our time currently to try to put that in the game. So I just wanted to make this video for you real quick. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the settings and into the key bindings. Now, one thing to be aware of is that currently, if you attempt to set one function to a key or a button that is already assigned somewhere else, it's not going to work. This is just a problem that we haven't been able to fix yet in time for this demo, so we're going to do that soon. But for right now, you just have to work around it by setting things to other buttons that aren't being used or whatnot until you can kind of finagle your way. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to set this up the way I like it. I use an Xbox 360 controller. I'm going to drop the dead zone down to 40%. That's where I like it. I'm going to set special. This is actually, it's misnamed currently. This is actually going to be your grappling hook. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I want to set this to B, but you can see that this is already B right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go set this first. And let's see. Alright, so this is labeled magic. This is all a little weird. This is labeled magic, and I'm going to set this to my right trigger after I set this to left trigger. So I'm going to set that to left trigger, magic to right trigger, and then special to B. This is how I recommend you do it. This is actually your magic attacks for your weapons. This is switching between your weapons, and this is your grappling hook. So everything else I'm going to leave default. And save and exit. Now if we look down in graphics real quick, we do have different, we have windowed and full screen mode now. We have a VSync option, which I recommend if you're using full screen. And that's just so you know that it's there. We're going to go ahead and go into the game now. And this is pretty typical at first blush. It's moving with the left thumbstick, obviously. A button to jump, and X button to do your attack. That's all pretty straightforward. Now, crucial here is this is a dodge with the Y button. This can avoid attacks. You can cancel your own attacks with the dodge, and you can also dodge through enemies. You don't take damage from contact with enemies anyways, but you can actually dodge right through them. You can get behind them. Important to note that dodge always goes backwards. It's always backwards from the way you're facing, so if you want to dodge in the other direction, just turn around real quick right before hitting the button. It's really not difficult at all. Just practice that a little. And you can position yourself wherever you need to in the middle of battle. You can do a crouching attack. There's also, if you hold down and press jump, you can do a slide attack. And if you do a slide attack and then hit attack, you can use your momentum to do a dash attack. So that can be useful. You can experiment with that. If you jump and then push down in A, you can do a kick, which can be useful. It can kind of launch enemies a little bit. You can experiment with that as well. You can, of course, attack in the air. And in the middle of a combo, you can hold up and you can do an uppercut. And this is useful to send enemies up in the air. You can kind of juggle them a little if you want to. You can just play around with those. Everything is still being polished, but you know, just experiment, have fun with it. I'm going to go into the menu here. Down to items. These are items you have to find in the game right now. They're in the game for you to find, the demo I should say. The first one is second wind. This is just a double jump. pretty straightforward. The second one is air stride, and what this allows you to do is use your dodge in midair. So this can be useful. You can just kind of move around with it, or you can dodge through enemies, put yourself wherever you need to. There are a few sort of minor things that aren't as obvious. For example, you can jump cancel your air dodge here with your double jump. So experiment as you like. I'm going to go ahead and show you the weapons here. Now there are 4 weapons in the game, in the demo currently, including the starting weapon, which is on the left here. These are weapons you have to find in the demo. And in order to equip them, hit the button, and then you have to go up here and choose a slot. So these are already equipped in slot 1 and 2. And because of that, if I hit what I've assigned to the left trigger, I can change between my weapons here. And this here's an ice sword. This is a fire sword. Now it's not obvious at first blush that it's a fire sword. And I'll go ahead and describe kind of the function that we have in here right now. If you hit the magic button, which is for me assigned to right trigger, with the fire sword you can launch these fire attacks if you press and release. If you hold it down for a second, you can ignite the blade and do fire attacks. With the ice weapon, you can launch this wave attack. If you hold it down, you can charge the attack for something a little more powerful. This just kind of does some damage and can freeze enemies. If you freeze enemies with the ice sword, you can hit them again and it will do kind of a break animation, and it'll do extra damage, so that's fun to play around with. Now enemies, assuming you don't bust them into a million tiny pieces with the ice sword, when you kill them they leave corpses on the ground. What you can do is if you stand over them, hold down for a second, you can absorb the blood of your enemies, and that will give you your health back. So be sure to remember that, so you can keep your health up there, tip-top shape. We do have armors in the game. This is just, there's only one that you can find in the demo currently, and this is just to kind of demonstrate that it is a feature that we're adding. Doesn't do a lot currently, but in the future it will have various effects. And there are a total of 4 weapons in the game currently, I think I mentioned. The one that I don't have, I'm going to leave you to find yourself, and you can play with it, if you can. If you press up over these tombstone looking things, you can save your game, and that'll refill your health and your magic. So one thing I haven't mentioned, I'm going to just kind of run through this real quick. As I mentioned, you can dodge through enemies. Just to demonstrate in this little area because I like it. The B button I have assigned currently, this is your grappling hook. So what you can do is you can grapple to any solid surface, and you can use it to get around as you like. If you grapple on the ceiling, you can hang from it momentarily, and you can of course jump down whenever you like. And so there's more to the game. There is a map, which I'm not going to show you because there are a couple of hidden rooms for you to find. There are 2 in total, so I don't want you to freak out if you've only found 2 and you don't know if there are any more, because there are only 2. And the map is by default the back button on Xbox controller, and you can set that up however you like. But the point of the demo so far is just to explore the map, and there is a boss for you to find, which you can have fun trying to kill, and that is about it for the tutorial. So I hope that you'll give it a shot. The link is in the description, and we have a long ways to go, and certainly appreciate and we'll consider any feedback. We obviously know that there are weaknesses in the design currently, but we've put a lot of work into it, and it's come a long ways, even since a couple of months ago when we released our last demo. So we're really excited and proud, and we hope that you enjoy it as much as we do.